Hi everyone, how are you? I don't have my camera covered because, I'm going to do a little bit of showing you guys a couple of things for show and tell, okay? Because we all know that Lardass loves freaking show and tell, right? And I just think that this is just such a wonderful visual. And because it's Scentsy, I just can't help but to think that she went to the conference, the Scentsy conference, and they got inspired. And they were like, God, it's almost as if Ursula is in person form, like not even animated. We could make her body with Ursula's, well, she's just plain Ursula. She's got the hair, she's got the body. Check, chin check. Yeah. So they probably were like doing some body scan when she's traipsing around there, being an idiot, acting like she sells so much because she is such a wonderful salesperson. I mean, honestly, she wants to complain because she doesn't have a job and there's no jobs. Yet we know that one of the jobs that she was just sure that she got, she walked in there with a bunch of frickin' Scentsies, plugged in one of the frickin' warmers for her interview, and sat there and gave a presentation on Scentsy, and then said how wonderful it would be when she works there because then she can sell the Scentsy to everybody there and all the customers coming in. And she probably said exactly those words, and she was sure she had the job. Okay? That's just one example of what she gave us for what she behaves like in an interview. Okay? And then she had the gall to be all upset that one time when she was doing a live, that one time at Man Camp when she was doing a live, and somebody didn't call her back to tell her that she didn't get the job. Like, come on. You said that you would call. I mean, she cannot take rejection in the slightest form, okay? She can't. And basically, she gets rejected on every freaking day at every freaking level. And that's why she goes around with a camera, because people won't do what they're going to do if there's a camera right there. I mean, you cannot tell me that people aren't running around with tennis rackets just wanting to just freaking wallop her on one side of the freaking right there. It's a tennis racket just right there. It is. But the whole visual of her in that freaking car, okay? She can't fit into that car. That is a small, compact car, okay? I don't even think she opens the door. I think that because the handle, she probably like pulled on the handle and that's how it like almost pulled off and broke. You can imagine she like grabbed onto it with her big freaking man hands and then just fell backwards, bounced back in. And so now all she has to do is just like lean a little bit and lift her little legs here. And then plop into Herbie the Love Bug, this color. I mean, and then she's got to complain about the mold in the back because, of course, Burke did something. Otherwise, her car is just immaculate. Yeah, it smells like mold, and the handle's coming off, and the windshield's broken. The tires are the original ones. She's never gotten its oil changed. But, she thinks that she can talk about. She's from Dana Point, and they had all kinds of Mercedes and Bentleys and all of that, and that is where she is from. I mean, damn it, she was renting a place in freaking Dana Point. Don't you know? She's used to seeing luxury vehicles, so it offends her when she sees vehicles that are not up to that par, while she's going around looking like Fred Flintstone. You know that people look at the bottom and we're like, those are her actual feet making that car move, aren't they? Oh, Fred Flintstone feet. Yep, checks out. I mean, you can't tell me people aren't laughing their fucking asses off when they see her going down the road, okay? You know that she's singing because she thinks she can sing. You know that she's sitting there trying to make the smoke rings like she's trying to so hard. And we got just a little glimpse of what happens in her day when she recorded. And Jules, who's been working overtime, Jules, I can't even keep up because I laugh out loud. I can't watch her before I'm going to sleep because I'll get all riled up, right? And I'll think I need to just, get that tennis racket, and just get it all squared up, just right? But anyway, so I have to wait till I'm in my waking phase, which isn't a very long period of time ever. I'm so tied up vampire. Ever since I had COVID, I can't get enough sleep. sleeping like 15 hours half the time. Anywho, she is sitting down there in the car, blabbing about how everybody else around her has pieces of crap cars the other day, right? And you know, she talks loud, and they're like looking at her like, what the fuck? Has she ever washed her car? Lord knows that she loves to tell us when she does anything, right? She says that she washes her hooves every night. I mean, when has she washed the vehicle? I don't think she has, because I don't think she can put the top up anymore. It hasn't been up. I think it's, you know, her poor car is like a tin can. She popped the top off and now can't get the, okay, you know what it is? She can't get from A to B with the top up and over because she can't fit in the car with the top on now. And it's just too, I can't imagine it, okay? So we get this glimpse into what a day in the life of Lardo's like, right? Because she's at the intersection, and this is what Jules, oh, Jules, you're making me crack up so bad, man. Oh, my God. So Jules is reviewing it, and we've got Lardo trying to get the man's attention because he has one, two, three. She, you know, she's got her fingers out there, and she's just like, one, two, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four ponytails in that beard. And she's like, I like your beard. I like your beard. And the man's like, oh fuck. Yeah. You know, he's like on his motorcycle going like, shit, can I bolt? I mean, can I bolt through this intersection? Yeah, there's a semi-trailer coming. Would it be better than this woman trying to pick up on me? Oh my God. Hey. Nice beard. And he's like looking around like, oh shit. Please tell me that there's another motorcycle around me with a freaking beard. Please. And then she's like, hey, you. And he's going, God, that semi-trailer doesn't look too big. It wouldn't be too bad being in a freaking body cast for 9 months. Oh, God, I don't think oh, God, she's getting closer. She's lurching up. What do I do? Oh, God. She saw my eyes. Okay, all right, okay, it's just gonna be quick. Okay. Hey, I really like your beard. Pardon me? I really like your beard. Oh God, what if she wants my beard in her thighs? What if she thinks that I'm Colonel Angus himself? Huh? What if she thinks that I'm Colonel Angus and I just came into town to go between her thighs to go and wash her pink canoe? What if she thinks that what if she wants my beard in her thighs? What if she thinks I'm Colonel Angus? What if she thinks I'm the biggest hunter of the bearded long neck clam that there's ever been? What if she wants me to row her pink canoe? What if she wants me to go make a tent out of her meat curtains? God, what do I do? Hey, I like your beard. Hey, I like your beard. Hey, you, I like your beard. He's like, oh, thanks. And he's like going, revving his bike like, okay, I only have to dodge like 2 more semi-trailers and it'll be all right. I see you might be a little bit lonely, but, you know, a ventilator at this point. Hey, you, I like that beard. And he's like, fuck. And then she says it. I want dreads. I mean, honestly, I want dreads. He sees her, like, spiked up, I don't know, looking like a toucan with this kind of hair, saying, I want dreads. And he's like, what? Dreads. I want dreads. Yeah, I want dreads. And he's like, the fuck does that have to do with anything? What does she want from me? What does she want? What do you want, ma'am? And then thank God the light changed. And she's like, oh, yeah.
I really liked him. Oh gosh, you guys should have seen his beard. Oh yeah. Oh, it was so nice. It had like 4 ponytails in it. I really like men with beards. Oh yeah. It feels just like Friday when I nuzzle him between my thighs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, God. Can you imagine that poor man? That poor man probably like pulled the fuck over and got a Norelco shaver and shaved the beard off before he even made it home. He was not going to risk ever. And he probably went and just dipped his motorcycle too. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to get like an old Taurus or something. I'm going to shave my beard and get an old Taurus, because if this is what is picking up on me and wanting me to perform be Colonel Angus on her, no, I'm not going to do it. No, no. And meanwhile, she's like,
I could tell that he really liked me. Yeah, and I could have him over because I have an immaculate place. Oh, yes, it's immaculate. I mean, yeah, he'll have to step around and tell him not to step on the puppy shit because, yeah, I have the dogs and the kids are all trained. They pee all over the floors how they're trained because you see, I don't like land. I don't ever take them for walks. No, they're trained to pee and poop on the ground. And then I pick it up with a puppy pad. I mean, they go only on the pads. Yeah.
no, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that, oh, okay, so your dog is going to go on a wee pad versus the entire carpet, is going to be able to decide that you only go on the wee pad, and then the wee pad is supposed to absorb all of the urine and turds. Woman, or whatever you are, doesn't make sense, okay? So anywho, Jules, you crack me up. Now, you guys are so amazing, and I thank you so much for spoiling the heck out of Jules, okay? Now, this was not a mistake that it was out here. This is not a mistake. The haters are like, oh my God, I see that, oh yeah, she has a bad bladder problem. Look at that, I saw that, and like, she didn't want that to be there, and she pulled it off. No, this was here intentionally, okay, folks? I'm going to do a little lecture here on azo. Okay, we're going to go right here. Well, yeah, right on the azo. Right on the azo. Okay, this shit here is magic. Okay, and I have told Jules about it, and I think that she's too humble to put something that costs that much on her Amazon wish list. In the US here, for these 72 caplets on Amazon, I think it's $30. Now that 72 caplets I don't know. I mean, you're supposed to take 3 a day. Okay. So 3 a day would make that go pretty fast. This magic shit here, and it has to be this, like, don't get the others that, make your pee this color, because, azo traditionally made something that, makes your pee this color and it gets all over everything. Any of you know that have taken it. What I found out of this was that I was able to take 3 of them for a couple of days, and it calmed the symptoms of my interstitial cystitis so amazingly that then I was able to take 1 a day, and now I only take it as symptoms arise. And symptoms with my interstitial cystitis often happen at night. Those of you who have it or have other bladder issues, as we age, it becomes a thing at night. Our kidneys aren't working as great, so we have to get up a few times to go pee. We're like old men with a prostate problem. But this helps, and I'm going to tell you why I think it works. Sorry, I just had to take a drink here. Okay. And it says right on here, it helps occasional leakage due to laughing, sneezing, exercise, etc. Safely helps reduce occasional instant urgency, and it helps support bladder muscle strength, okay? So, it's safe and drug-free, which is amazing, right? You're going to read more reviews on azo products. It's this one specifically, and it's the one with the go less, okay? Bladder control. Now, what is on here is not a drug. okay? Oh, well, shit, you know what? If all else fails, read the instructions. I've never read the instructions before. They kind of say what I'm saying. For the first 2 weeks, take 1 capsule morning, noon, and night. Okay, I did. After 2 weeks, continue taking 1 capsule twice a day. For best results, a daily regimen for 30 days is important. Benefits are best realized with ongoing daily use. Well, kind of like what I said. So there's a little bit of salt in there, okay? But here is what is really, really cool. This is derived from pumpkin seed oil. Pumpkin seed extract, okay? So it's from pumpkin and soy. I've not had any problems with the soy because I know that, soy can cause other issues, but there's no drugs in it. I mean, it's got some maltodextrin, so it's got some corn, it's got the caramel color, it's got blah, 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 magnesium, okay? Magnesium is a natural muscle relaxant, okay? So what I'm thinking is that pumpkin itself, however you can get it, if you can eat pumpkin, if you can eat pumpkin seeds, it might help. I don't know. But whatever they've done with pumpkin, they've concentrated it enough to get into this. And with the magnesium, I think that they made a proprietary blend that gets digested enough that it goes into the wall of the bladder, because the bladder, of course, is a muscle. Magnesium relaxes a muscle, right? And you've got 300 milligrams of basically pumpkin. I mean, it says, it's got soy in there, so some people have to be careful. I know that soy can, I don't know, what is it? Can it interact, make more menopause symptoms? I don't know. But anyway, don't take if you're pregnant or nursing. Don't take anything if you're pregnant or nursing without express permission from your doctor. But anyway, this is magic, okay? It kind of goes in here and it talks about it. If you're frustrated, can't go to sleep. See, I could have written what is on this box. I have never read the box. But it's basically what and I have written this all out to people all over the internet that have interstitial cystitis like I do, because the main drug that they found for interstitial cystitis, they found, Lord, I can't, Elmeron, okay? Elmeron was this one drug that they finally made that was a drug that you could get from a urologist who confirmed that you have interstitial cystitis. And it was a drug that was proven to treat and restore the bladder tissue. So like with my interstitial cystitis, I have bleeding, open ulcers inside my bladder. That is confirmed by multiple cytoscopies and the fact that if I don't keep peeing all throughout the day, my pee dries up and I get blood clots in my urethra and I have to be held down while they irrigate the blood clots, because if they don't, I'm going to go into kidney failure, which has happened twice, and I have to have a catheter hanging out for a while and then I'll have to self-cath. So it's very painful. Interstitial cystitis is noted as one of the most painful human conditions. It never stops. It's exhausting. True interstitial cystitis is a living hell. So anyway, the Elmeron started growing people's eyeball tissue, and so they were getting cataracts and whatnot. So here they finally find this drug. It works great because it's regrowing tissue. Well, it regrew tissue in the eyes as well. So Elmeron got pulled, and people are having problems with that took it. So they also had a little blue drug. It's like hyoscamine. I don't know, but for whatever reason, they won't prescribe that anymore either. And that was really nice for bladder spasms. I've had vaginal Valium, which is really wonderful because it goes and it relaxes the muscles down there, and it does not go systemic. Now, I'm going to put an asterisk there about the vaginal Valium when I talk about Lardo spilling her piss in just a second. So hold on with that asterisk there, okay? We're going to make an asterisk on that conversation. Hold, please. Because, just a second. Because you cannot have two. Writing notes to myself. So, okay. So, anywho, this is amazing. And if two of you could go in or something, because I know that it is much more than Jules would feel comfortable anybody donating to her. And I wouldn't want to ask anybody to donate, more than is comfortable to her. One of those dumbasses that keeps giving 20 and 40 to butt face, they might want to, give some to Jules. But anyway, if somebody could find this on Amazon and gift it to her in the ways that you guys know how to gift, because I do everything from my phone. I don't have a laptop. I have an Android. And when I tried to get in to find Jules' wish list, I couldn't find it. I couldn't do it. There are certain things that can only be done by a computer, a hard computer, certain things that you can see. I don't know, but whatever it was, I couldn't find it. And I wanted to get this and give this to Jules. So I hate to ask anybody to do this, but I really feel like it could really help Jules. And I'm sorry, Jules, if I said something about this that you're not comfortable about. I just want to do anything that I can to help your life be a little bit less painful. And I found this to be a godsend for me. Sometimes I started drinking once my youngest turned 18 last year. I decided to go ahead and take up drinking because I was a teen mom and 16 and pregnant, before it was cool, before there was an MTV show, beginning my junior year. So I never got to drink like my friends did, occasionally I would still be able to go out with friends and whatnot, and I'd always be the designated driver because I was a mom. And so I never got to drink, and I never drank the kids growing up or anything, and my husband doesn't drink at all. He drank back when he was in his Navy days, but as far as our home never even has a beer. Like, this one recipe called for beer, and we're like, where do we get beer? Like, we don't even have beer or wine. We're so like, we had to borrow from a neighbor. Like, we seen who always was drinking beer. We're like, how much would one cost for me to buy from you? He's like, you want a beer? Have a beer. I'm like, I have no way of repaying you because I don't even know where you buy beer. But then I was like, oh, I guess you could buy it at a store. I didn't even know where to buy beer. But anyway, once the kids turned 18, so my youngest turned 18, now you all know that now I'm adopting I don't want to give too much away in this because you guys know that those videos aren't available anymore, but the one girl I told you guys about who moved in last year, so she's basically ours. We've made moves forward to officially adopt her. So she's my baby, and her parents can't get her out of my clutches. She had some anxiety about them wanting her back and whatnot. And I'm like, you know what? No. They'll have to get through me first. She was pretty confident with that. She's like, oh, all right. So anyway, so I say one of my biological kids, so I still have one that needs to get through. But anyway, so she's 17. You guys, anyway, my bio kids. So I didn't have to feel like, okay, I'm teaching my kids or being a hypocrite saying, don't drink because I drink. Because I've always been careful to not be a hypocrite with my parenting. So anyway, I started drinking, and it was good for my kids because I'm an idiot because I don't know how much I can drink. So like the second time I tried it, threw up all over the driveway. And the kids were just grossing out. They were like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, well, don't hold my liquor well, apparently, because I really don't have any tolerance, and so anyway, I tried it a few times because my husband and I started, I think it was 2 years ago that we dedicated one night a week to date night. Right when the kids, were old enough to make their own dinners and everything, we decided to have one night a week where we, have our adult conversations over dinner. And that's when I decided to go ahead and take up drinking. And because a lot of people say it makes life easier and whatnot. And because alcoholism is in my family so deeply on every single branch of the family tree, I never wanted that to be a part of my kids' lives. But I just wanted to see what drinking is like. Well, it turns out that drinking alcohol of any kind and having interstitial cystitis does not go well. So the one time I barfed up, I think it was like a cranberry juice and vodka, whatever, right? Well, the next time we were at Texas Roadhouse, and they had this drink, and then it had like the straw drink that gave you another sip or whatever, and it was a sip of like tequila or whatever, I don't know, something. And my husband looked at me, he's like, oh my God, you just drank that. I'm like, well, what else was I supposed to do? I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. Well, I am telling you, like, by the time we were out of that restaurant, I was in tears, and I was crying on the drive, and I just went into the back seat of the frickin' dad van and grabbed like the nearest cup and just tried to pee it out while he's driving down the road. And I'm just screaming because alcohol burns the shit out of the interstitial cystitis blisters that I have. So I wasn't missing out on anything not drinking, apparently, because it's really not anything you can do with interstitial cystitis. So when I watched that blob sitting there talking about, oh yeah, she has interstitial cystitis. Oh yeah, come on. She's sitting there and she's drinking it straight, and she is not screaming within 20 minutes. Yeah, like I say, that, I mean, here's my bladder on the okay, a cystoscope is what they put up your urethra to look at your, my cat, he steals this. As you can see, he steals this. And he has his little teeth marks in it. He gets very mad when I use this without him. But anyway, so like when they did my cystoscope to look at the inside of my bladder, the whole thing was just blood, right? Well, as we saw, she had her cystoscopy and she was filming, of course. So doctors tend to be a little bit different to her than I've ever seen them be with anybody, because they're on film. So like she had like maybe like, here's the bladder, and here's like she had like this one little sore, right? A little red area, as opposed to my bladder. She had like this little area, and they were like, well, you have a little irritation up there, it could be like some interstitial cystitis, She's like, okay, so I have the diagnosis. Do I have the diagnosis? I have the diagnosis. I have interstitial cystitis. Do you hear that, everybody? See, I have interstitial cystitis. Ah, what can I do? Oh, yes. And so it doesn't bother me at all. Oh, yeah. I go to the emergency room all the time for it, and the only thing that will work for it is Vicodin. Yes. So she really pissed me off when she said a couple of months ago that, she was starting to have some pain for it. So she called, and they got her in the next day and did a installation. They don't do that. They make you wait another freaking month and whatnot. And they don't just, they have to order it and then have somebody have the time to do it. And they don't have you to pull the pee out. They have to go pee first. They're putting something in. They're not taking it out. So I don't understand. Now, that makes me, because how she was saying that they had to take it out, well, maybe she pulled some shit in there. I can't go to the bathroom. I can't, I can't get out of the pee. But isn't it funny how she got referred to pain management, and all of a sudden she's dry as a Sahara and she can't pee? And I am laughing my ass off, because she probably thinks she snowed them into believing that she couldn't pee. But I am telling you, they flagged her. You bet they flagged her, and she won't go back. There's no way she can. Or the only way she can go back is that she coincidentally made the appointment when who is back in her house, so she can borrow somebody else's urine. Okay? Here we go with my asterisk note to myself. Oh, because, okay. So what I want to tell ya is that everybody who is requiring pain management, everybody who is requiring pain medication, so chronic pain, meaning lasting longer than 2 weeks, is referred to pain management. Okay? They don't want any general practitioners, anybody else prescribing pain medication for longer than 2 weeks. If they do, you are sent to pain management. Now, with pain management, you cannot have any other drug from another category in your urine. Okay? So for me, I have chronic pain, so I required pain medication. I also have anxiety, and I also have severe interstitial cystitis with a magnitude of other illnesses and injuries and massive pelvic damage and surgeries there, which the vaginal Valium was amazing and helped my quality of life a lot. It did not go systemic. Well, even though it doesn't go systemic, they told me I could have a pain medication or I could have my vaginal Valium. So I can't medicate my body pain if I want to be able to not have the pain of that. That's how horrible our system is right now, okay? So what she has been doing, and hey, if you have a sleep disorder like I do, you may not have any medication for sleep if you also have pain medication. Okay? So while she's been acting like she is going to one provider that is giving her Ambien, Xanax, and Vicodin, and she is vaping, acting like she is taking THC. Okay? If her piss would have tested positive for Ambien, Xanax, Vicodin, or the THC in what she's vaping, she would have had to have proven how she had one of them and where it was prescribed for. But if she popped positive on any more than one of them, she'd be kicked out of there. They would not have her come back again, and they would not be able to prescribe her anything, okay? She has been saying that she's been getting her refills from her old doctors. There's no doctor that's writing those. You can't. You have to see the patient to write this, okay? She also said that she's getting them from telehealth, so like online. Now, that may be true, but it's very expensive to do so, and it's illegal. So if she's been buying them online and she's taking them and she had that in her system, that's illegal. That's an illegal drug. She can't prove that a doctor did it. Okay? So, she's up against a wall right now. And I don't think it's any coincidence that all of a sudden her son is there. Because she knew damn well when she had to go and give piss that she was going to be banned. And the results of that piss test go into your record. And so anywhere where she would have tried to obtain care from now on would have seen this. Oh, you can't pop positive for alcohol either. Let's put that on the list, okay? So, let's see. She went to pain management. Ha, 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 ha. And, okay, so the pain management clinics, they're the full three-ring circus. They want you to have injections, and they want you to go to physical therapy and behavioral therapy, because these pain clinics want all the money, because if you just went to them and simply got your bottle of Vicodin and went on your merry way, they wouldn't make any money, right? So they get all this money from injections. They can make a hell of a lot of money on these injections. And when she was blabbing, she slipped up because she said she has never had an injection of prednisone. She's never been injected for. So for all of this pain that she claims that she's in, she has never once had an injection of prednisone for them. This means she's a fucking liar. What a damn liar. So, while she's been saying this and saying all this stuff, oh yeah, I'm in so much pain and I just am a few days short and I can't do this, and oh yeah, and her minions go, when they go to their boyfriends or their mothers or their grandparents or wherever else, they can scramble up and get drugs and send them to her in the mail. and send her some money too so that she can go get it from Joe Bob down the street who's dealing it. She's fucked now. But you know what? She's Teflon. She never will be. Okay, and this is why they gave her an appointment supposedly 2 weeks down the road for just injections. They probably did not give her any, they better not have given her any pain meds. Because I called her out and said that if she couldn't show pill bottles with the exact dates and the exact thing from the exact same pharmacy, we know that she's lying, right? So right now, she knows that I put out a dare. So she's going to try and get some pain meds and cover up the date or whatever, like she always does, and make one look like the other and whatever, and act like she's in the drive-through lane of the pharmacy like she's done before. But there is no way, because if she does and it shows her doctor, I will call up her doctor and, well, you know what? No, I'm not going to call her doctor. I'll just go ahead and call the DEA myself, because so many doctors are facing prison because of people like her. So many people have chosen suicide over the hell of living in chronic pain that is not medicated. Okay? So many people have died. And she's been sitting there getting all of this shit by herself and having people send it, which is a federal crime anyway. That's drug dealing. I don't know how she's gotten away with it. Because, I've sent Jules, just for the heck of it, when I get my P tests. Okay. So because I get my pain medication, I don't have to go to a pain clinic anymore. I'm on a certain kind of medication now that I can have at a regular doctor clinic. Now, still, I have to go and have my pee tested every 30 days because of that. And so what they do is you go to the lab. The lab will allow you to close the bathroom door, but they turn off the water. Okay, they turn off the water to the sink, so you can't pour water in, making it look like pee with a little bit of pee, or dilute your urine. And you can't grab water out of the toilet because they put like a methylene blue tab in the toilet. So they make the water blue in the toilet, and they turn the water off. So you cannot flush and you cannot use the sink. Okay? So when she's saying that, she was trying and her little piss flaps couldn't get enough pee out, and she's like, come on, she couldn't find the hole that pees out of. Because honestly, how could she not crank out any pee? If you have interstitial cystitis, you never fully empty. You've always got some in there. It's just hell. You just never feel like you've peed enough. So anyway, she said that, basically she ended up cleaning up their floor. Okay, the lab bathroom, are you kidding me? The lab bathroom is where people with C. diff and Shigella and E. coli and gonorrhea and everything put their pee and poop in. And you're telling me that she decided to get down and dirty and clean their floor because she accidentally spilled all of her pee? No. No. And how did she wash the floor knowing that they turn off the water? So she supposedly washed the floor with what? Because the water's turned off. Okay? So she wanted to, if she had any pee come out, she knew that she put enough that they wouldn't be able to use it. So she, did the little, I spilled it all over the place. And, don't worry, I scrubbed it all up so you don't have urine all over. Is this enough for you? And she knew it wasn't. So what's going to happen? If she goes back, she's going to take somebody else's pee. Okay. Now they're smarter than the average bear on that because they have a little thermometer on the side of the cup. So it has to show that the pee is exactly 98.6. I bet she's going to get it from her, who is back home. She's going to make him piss for her. So, and I don't think that they can tell that, I don't think that you can tell if pee comes from a woman or a man. But chances are his pee is clean. Now, what's going to be funny, though, and as Jules knows, because I've told her, and, I've talked to her about this before, you have to take the urine test not only to show what is not in there, but what is in there. So if they were prescribing Vicodin, or she could prove that she was getting Vicodin prescribed legally, that has to be in there. So if her son gives her pee and he doesn't have that in there, then it's not going to go. And so knowing her, she's going to go on the web and see how much Vicodin she's going to have to put in the piss to make it look like it's there. And that's the only thing. But yeah, she's got to be sweating. And you know she's going to be crying about the injections. And she's saying that she has sciatica and has never had an injection. Come on. Like, Jules called bullshit on it. Jules called bullshit on it so perfectly, because I was going down the road. I'm going, you damn liar. You have been claiming that you have all these ailments and they have never, ever once given you an injection. They've been doing this injection dance for freaking 10 years. I mean, you say that you have the pain, you get referred to, especially in all of the major cities she's been in. Okay? She's not been living in some little, and there is no doctor anywhere that's been able to prescribe. So she's been in these big cities as a new person, and to get into a pain clinic, you generally can't even get into one as a person who's not been in one. It takes forever, and then you have to have the right, well, her insurance through the state. So she probably had to wait a while. But I can't believe that she's pulling the shit that she has sciatica. It's a sciatica, and they'll give you an injection for it. No. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Okay? She does not ever know what she is talking about. I'm sure that they're going to give one for lower back pain, but for true sciatica, it's through the ass. Through the ass. Okay? Because the sciatica is right next to the pudendal nerve, which is the deepest nerve. I have an injury to my pudendal nerve from childbirth and whatnot, and so I know, because then they could fix my sciatica and the pudendal nerve things. The only way to get it is they put this big ass needle, and it goes in through your ass, like through the ass bone. And when it hits that nerve, they know, because you yelp. You yelp like a dog that just got hit. It's a horrible, horrible pain. And where she was pointing that they were saying they were going to do it, it's not where they would do it for sciatica. It doesn't make sense what she's saying, of course. Of course it doesn't make sense. But the reason also is there's no needle long enough to get in through her ass. We've seen that shelf ass. Can you imagine the size of the frickin' needle? The thing, come on. Well, here we are, Jules, back to our, they'd have a javelin-sized needle, and a doctor'd have to run in at her and do the javelin. The javelin would be the needle. Oh my God, the visual. Oh, Lord, the visual. So, yeah, I was cracking up about that. And like I say, I mean, Jules is just doing so good with all of this. And when she goes over and she's like, she's talking, right? She's talking, and then she's like, oh yeah, well, you don't want that. I can't even be as loud as she is when she acts like the dog voice. And Jules goes, not the dog voice. Not the dog voice, you fuckwit. I just lost it. I was cracking up so hard. So, yeah, and then Jules, yes, we have, we have corn in a can. We have cream corn, we have, yellow corn, and we have kind of a corn medley, and it's all in a can, and yeah, when you open up the can, you get this whiff of corn, and I have never in all of my years living heard anybody who has referenced the smell of corn. Okay? I do smell the smell of corn whenever, like you're talking to a cow and like talking to the cow about how nice its eyes are at the fair or something, and they're cutting and they smell like corn. And that's the corn smell. So I suppose she has that kind of breath, just saying. But anyway, she's cutting. I mean, and she gets all excited whenever something smells like food, and she shoves whatever innocent thing she can shove up those huge nostrils and start smelling and orgasming. And haven't you noticed that, oh, of course, everything smells like Tom Ford? Oh, yeah, well, it smells a little bit like Tom Ford this, Tom Ford that. Shut up. It does not. Tom Ford is the, well, second most expensive perfume line. And no, no. Tom Ford stuff is so expensive because the ingredients that he procures is so rare and pristine, and the way that it is distributed is so strict and whatnot. She must go and like try and stock them, but they don't give out samples of Tom Ford really. I mean, it's, they're stingy and they hire a certain very specific type to be the Tom Ford reps, and they don't have Tom Ford in, not every store has Tom Ford, but every time, I mean, what was something was like cherry, she's like, oh yes, oh it's a dupe for Tom Ford, and then whatever she was like, oh it smells like corn, it smells like a can of corn, just, and it smells like Tom Ford. And shut up about Tom Ford, okay? You're not Jeremy Fragrance's love interest that went out the window, and you don't know how to identify perfume of any kind, and you don't need to make orgasm noises, that you don't need to make the horrible dog noises. It's, she does it when people are around. I think that's what drove Carol the hell out of town. Now, I think she slipped up the other night. I really do. Because she finally said the words that it is her mother who wants her to go back to Boston. Okay? Because a couple of times she's just been ranting aimlessly about how she'll never go back to Boston. And she'll never do this. But when she lived in Boston, it was the creme de la creme and all of this. And you know what? Boston doesn't miss you. Times have changed. She said, they're saying, oh yeah, and all of the police were, their dads were the Irish cops and all that. It's not 1954 anymore. Okay? Those kind of cops, the good old boys club, not in existence anymore. They've all been called out for racketeering and whatever else. And she honestly talks like she's referring to Leave It to Beaver episodes. It was just not realistic and not truthful. I don't think it's accurate. But she goes into their whole diatribe about why she doesn't like this here and that there and this there and everything else, and Boston's this and Boston's that, to the point where you're like, then go back to Boston. But here you go. She will never go back to Boston. And then when she slipped up the other day and said that her mom is saying that she'll pay for her again if she'll go to Boston. So she said she's been making it by herself for 3 years. And then could you believe when she uttered the words that, if her mom was paying for everything and for all that to her adulthood, it's her mom's own fault for paying for it. I mean, narcissist. To blame somebody else's generosity on their stupidity. Yeah, that's pretty low. And honestly, she wants the 84-year-old woman to come and take care of her. Like, it should be the other way around. Like, she should be taking care of the 84-year-old grandmother. And her 20-year-old or 21-year-old should be helping grandma. But no. The only thing they want is they want her to die so they can get all her money, and she'll run through it in a freaking month. And on nail polishes, lip injections, another tattoo. Could you believe when she said that she had to have her hand tattoo redone? I think she said that she had the hand tattoo as a hand model, because some tattoo person said that she really wanted to do a hand one and couldn't find anybody willing to do it or something, so she got it done. But then she came back and made her redo it. Oh, come on. You notice it's never the same tattoo artist. It's not like she goes and, starts building a design with, because that's how normal people do it. They start building a design or a concept in a bigger piece of art on their God knows that she's got all of this skin that could, she could really, plan out something. But it's always a different tattoo artist, a different place, a different piercer. She goes and gets something pierced and then lets it go, or doesn't maintain it, loves it, doesn't. And now I've got to go back to the weird thing. How is she going to have dreads? The hair grows like this. And she bleaches the living heyday out of it. So it grows to here with the Brillo padness. Have you ever seen dreads that go straight up? Like Jules said, it's just so she won't have to wash it. So what, it'll just start growing here. She's going to let it get all matted and rub a bar of soap and some patchouli in it. And I don't know. How is this going to go to dreads? And then what is she going to look like as a 60-year-old like this with dreads? What? How? Where? She can't, it doesn't grow that way. It grows out that way. With her little tiny, teeny head here, because this part is so big. It's not that she has a normal head. It's just she's got a gigantic jowl. I don't know. But it's just weird. And then, when she said the other day about how she doesn't mind her scars. She wants the scars on her knees so that everybody can see what she's been through. Like, ma'am, you didn't go and have an IED blow up in Iraq that caused those scars, okay? You blew out the joints of your knees prematurely because you love food. I mean, why would you say that you want the scars from your knee replacements to not heal, that you like the way that they look and you don't want them to fade because you want everybody to see that? Does that not just define her? I mean, honestly. But then when she was talking about something, she goes, oh yeah, well, I had to go to Kohl's to return some stuff that I got on Amazon. And I want some more things, and I'm going to go and buy it, and I'm going to go, but I don't have that much money. And I'm going, must be nice to have enough spare money that you can buy just anything, because the majority of us are trying to stay afloat and buy food and gas because the economy is shit. And nobody will say it, but we all know we're in a recession. And she's still sitting there buying everything and then saying, oh, well, yeah, well, I can't buy this and I can't buy this until this date and everything. And then her morons, her lardites just start sending $20 and $40 and whatnot. And then she goes, oh, well, thank you so much. You can't believe this. This is so great. I'm going to use this. So when I take Burke out for dinner, you know what? This is it. This will pay for my sake. So, okay, so she doesn't have to worry about, because when I tried to be a drinker, which didn't work out, we've already talked about that, we've already touched on that subject. How can she afford sake? How can she afford alcohol when she goes out if she doesn't have any money? Oh, that's why she was saying that she didn't have much money and people had to do that. It's so freaking ridiculous. Oh, I don't know. But now I've went 50 minutes and I apparently did not take enough. So now I need to go to the bathroom because my Izzo did not last a whole, well, I'm at the 53-minute mark. That's as long as I can go without running to the bathroom. So anyway, thank you guys so much for listening, always supporting me. Thank you so much for spoiling Jules. And I shall talk at you all later. I love all of you, and I love the comments and the camaraderie that, you guys give Jules and me. So, I noticed that what keeps happening on my account is, YouTube keeps unsubscribing me from Jules's channel. So please, if it's auto unsubscribed to me, please subscribe, because I know that, I have more subbies than, it says that I do. I know that YouTube just goes and does it. So please make sure that you have subscribed and liked, all right? I did the YouTube thing, all right? And a few of you have followed me over to my show on, it is called Tabitha Jane. And I may be a little bit too far out there with some of my views on the case of, I don't like to say what it is, but because I'm trying to not get sued. So I mainly focus on my theories of the behavior that led to the very, very horrible case that is coming upon its 4th anniversary. So I cover on my true crime right now. I've got a lot of material where I'm focused on this case here. Okay, so if you guys know what I'm talking about here and the ways that I present the material that I have spent years wondering about, and I've got out just a little pile of some of my books that are from my years and years of schooling. But anyway, no, I am not a therapist, but I have a bachelor's degree in psychology and second bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I was halfway through my forensic psychology program when I got more sick, and I was halfway through a nursing program when my latex allergy took me out of the game. I have an associate's in science as well, so I'm a little bit too educated, and I go into depth on some of those concepts over there. So if you want to check me out over on my other channel, Tabitha Jane, please do. I'm really careful with my identity over there as I am here, just because I don't want a bunch of trolls tracking me. But on that case, anybody who speaks out about that case has had some really serious harassment that they have to deal with. So always keep me quiet, keep my identity quiet, guys. But you're welcome to come over there and take a listen, all right? And thank you, guys. I once again love y'all. I still go over to Jules' things and read all the comments when I can. Okay, all right, have a great weekend. Bye bye.